This is my review of LEGO 76023 the Tumbler with 1,869 pieces for ages 16 plus, and it's part of the DC Comics Superheroes line. But where's the Tumbler, you may ask? Here's the Tumbler. This is the typical information sheet that you get with all the UCS sets. It has just some general facts about the Tumbler, the Wayne Industries logo, the little logo for the Dark Knight trilogy, and then a slightly aerial photo of the Tumbler, the Lego Tumbler in the background. And the two exclusive minifigures are positioned on either side of it, and I will go into more detail about those. This is the first minifigure. It's Batman in the Christian Bale Batman in his Batman Begins attire. So he's got detailing along the chest with the abs and with the bat and with the belt. And then he's got a stern expression. And then on the back, he has the back plates, the back armor, and then an opposite face, which is sort of a little bit of a smirk, like a, huh, I'm Batman. So yeah, this one is actually, it's not the Dark Knight Batman, it's the Batman Begins Batman. Actually, I have the Batman Dark Knight one right here. This is the Dark Knight Batman. So if you do get this set and you want your stand to have the Dark Knight Batman and the Dark Knight Joker, this is the Batman you would use. It's from a 2008 set. So this is Batman Begins, this is the Dark Knight. But they're both from the Dark Knight trilogy. Okay, so this is the Heath Ledger Joker, which is probably the character that more people care about in this set. Because, I mean, the Batman's great, but we've just gotten so many different Batmans over the years, and they're always just slight variations that, you know, they're just, I think people side with the villains. There's an allure to the bad side of things, right? Darth Vader's cooler than Anakin, right? Like, you just, the Sinisterio part is just really, it's popular. So here's the Heath Ledger Joker, which is just a great looking figure, right? Because they have to turn a real human into minifigure form, and in a minifigure form, every human kind of loses the angles that change them as people, because they all have the same rounded head. So in a way, they kind of get cuticized, which is actually something that it's kind of funny about this one, is that he sort of is kind of like, even though he's a really sinister character and he has this Glaxcow smile that's, you know, cut into him and the eyeshadow around the eyes, he's sort of like kiddish looking in Lego form. And there's lots of detail along the suit. There's his overcoat goes down all the way. He's got a little chain hanging here, blue gloves, and then all the different layers of his suit. The checkered undershirt, the tie, the green vest, and so on. And then this is just his resting face, so when he's looking serious. And then on the back, this is his laughing, his sinister face, his where his teeth are showing, and then there's just some lines in his clothing, wrinkles. So yeah, that's the Heath Ledger Joker. A very nice looking figure. Definitely this figure is going to go up in value once this set goes out, because he's only ever going to be available in this one. At least that's what they say. And it's an expensive set. And everybody just loves this character that much anyways. So there's the Joker. So here's the most important part itself, the actual tumbler. And the tumbler is really an attractive vehicle in sort of a very rigid way, because it's very big and very militaristic. but it has just so many angles on it, and it just looks so cool. I actually think it looks better in Lego form than it does in the actual movie. But it has like these exhaust ports and these little flaps that you can sort of adjust the way you want them, and these things sort of move around too. The wheels turn. There's 4 wheels on the back. A little bit of back engine detail and the propulsion engine right here. And then there's some windows here and here. And the cool thing is that the front tires aren't actually, they don't have an axle that goes all the way through. They have just an axle going in this way and an axle going in this way, and they're totally separate. You can see, you can stick your hand right in there. And they have the little windshield wipers. And the roof's just held on by friction, so you can take that off. And then you can get a better look inside of there. There's the seat, Batman's seat that's only really ever occupied in the movies by Rachel. You can see some of the computer screens in there with directions. And then if you turn this around, which the Tumbler is, although it's pretty solid most parts, there is some fragile parts because a lot of these outside details, they're literally just held on by one little, like this one's just held on by this one little grasper piece. So gives you can be flexible with them, but if you grab it on the outside, they'll just fall right off. So you have the 2 seats, you have Batman's little control, which I'm pretty sure this is the thing he grabs to go into the Batpod mode, which this thing doesn't turn into the Batpod, but for simulation purposes. And then you have in there some more screens. You have this screen which shows police cars following him or coming towards him. You have the Intimidate sticker, the big red button, which is cool, and I'm kind of messed up on the sticker. It's not perfectly centered. And then, yeah, just have detail back here. You have the jet propulsion engine with 1500 horsepower, and it uses liquid propane. And then you just have these flaps here. So the roof pieces, they just sit in there. You can put them back. And then with these flaps here, you can actually, because in the movie they do come up sometimes, not sure if it's to slow down the car, you know, create wind resistance, or just to intimidate, literally. But you can set those up. And that's pretty cool, because then you have kind of more thickness and 3D-ness out of the model. So they're set up, the instructions have them put all back all the way, like this. But you can always just angle them up if you want. So whatever you're feeling, if you feel like you want it to be more lively looking, or you want it to be more in its closed mode, you can really do that. But yeah, it's such a big set, it's really hard to capture it in the frame, because it's just so massive, and I'm holding the camera in one hand, and so it's hard to really drive it, but it looks so good. Like it's just hard to describe without being able to see it and really look at all the angles. It just looks really good. Yeah, I mean, for play functions, there's not a whole lot to it. You can open it up, look at the detail. It's a display piece. The wheels roll, so you can have a little bit of fun with it. It's not totally immobile. But yeah, I think it captures the Tumbler from the Dark Knight trilogy wonderfully. Characters you get with the set are great. And yeah, it's just a phenomenal set.